You know, some days you feel like taking it easy with a game that's pretty easy to play. That's kind of where idle games come in, but there have been some real stinkers in recent times, I'd say. So these idle games are my personal favorite ones, basically. If I had to put an idle game as my number one, my favorite idle game, that spot would probably be reserved for either Trimps or NGU Idol. Like, look at this. I haven't opened NGU Idol in literally like a year, as you can see here. And technically I've been playing NGU Idol the whole time because it has really good offline progression. And any idle game that has really bad offline progression just kind of sucks. So that, well, yeah, it just sucks. That's why I'd put like NGU Idol and Trimps really high up. Like, as you can see, my rebirth time is it's at 502 days. I haven't really opened the game in a while, but technically I was playing this the whole time. Gotta love how the creator's shit-talking me too. You're already spinning, dumbass. Let it finish. But the gameplay loop is pretty good too. You have a few dailies you can do, but you don't even have to do your dailies like daily, which is already just great. Oh, I should have just hit no bullshit, just give me the prize. Oh, grand prize. Let's go. It's kind of lucky. Was there? Oh, I still had one more. Okay. So, we also have this magic. Whoops. Damn. So we have blood magic, wandos. We have a lot of mechanics. Got kind of distracted. You can tell the game's good when I literally just blank out. Like, I forgot I was making a video and I was about to just go through everything here, but yeah. So here we've maxed out all of these except for this one actually. Yeah. This has a little ways to go. These all max out at e to the 9, I guess. And what does this do? What are my adventure stats at? What? Eh. Sounds good to me. And then I guess we'll just do this. And do that. Cool. We also have the permanent boost from stuff and adventure system. Well, there's honestly too much to talk about. Kinda got distracted. But NGU Idol is definitely one of the best idle games out there. And not needing it to be open is a plus, I guess. If you really wanted to, I guess you could, though. Well, I still have all of these MacGuffins here to fuse and stuff. I think the only reason you would keep the game open is just how would I explain this? Well, I guess it's basically just to do your adventure stuff because you can't get adventure drops while the game is closed, but that's literally the only thing I believe. I have a crazy amount of perk points. I do. Well, I think I finished a bunch of those as well. And that's my character right there. Yep. Kinda hard to say anything about this game, but in short, this is just one of the best idle games out there. So this idle game is called Trimps. Well, as you can see, I haven't played in a while. 370 days and 23 hours to be exact. Well, As you can tell, the offline is insanely good here. Offline progression. It's calculating right now for all the offline progression, which is going to take a while because I haven't played in 370 days, so it's got just a small amount to calculate. But yeah, Trimps, insane game. This is also another one of the better idle games. In terms of idle games, one of the things I dislike about idle games is when they're clickers, so you have to break your mouse to play them. In terms of breaking your mouse to play them, not very fun. And typically you'll just install like an auto clicker or whatever, and that's kind of just boring. If you've accepted that and you're just fine with playing with an auto clicker, I guess that's cool, but I think it's just kind of poor game design if we're just forced to use an auto clicker. And being forced to keep the game open and the game not being low spec enough is kind of like just suckish for an idle game. So basically every single game I'm going to show you guys today will be pretty low spec, and none of them will be clickers. Probably. Well, I'll get back to you guys when this finishes. So basically I was in a map for like a whole year. And yeah, that's about it really. Not exactly sure what all of these things will do for me right now. But yeah, this is basically the gameplay loop to an extent. We increase our stats, climb to higher maps, unlock new features. And is this for Halloween? Pumpkin. So those, I'm assuming these orange tiles have pumpkins. I have a few bombs. Pretty sure I own every single one of those. Permanent upgrades. Are these new? Huh. Might check those out later. They're new to me at least, all those upgrades. And how do I close this again? Oh. Okay. The offline progression and the fact that there's no clicking involved, like, you know, the good old clicker games. Clicker and idle games are not the same thing, guys. Like, I could just leave this and not break my mouse, and I wouldn't have to devote an auto clicker to just and have my like system open or anything like that, which is just great. Oh, I just remembered. I'm pretty sure the imps I'm killing, some of them, the special ones, give a percentage or something. Something like this, right? Spawns in maps. So this is a map just imp. Gives you 45 seconds of production for one random resource as loot. Well, that's pretty useless for me right now because it takes 306 days or around a year to fill every single storage here. Not quite optimal, but we take it. I'm not too far in Trimps, I'm farther in NGU, but still, the game's pretty enjoyable and the gameplay loop is fantastic for an idle game as well. And honestly, the offline's great and everything, so honestly, well, if we're rating them as idle games, I'd say NGU and Trimps are both 10 out of 10. And there are little optimizations and stuff you can do, but I'm not really doing that right now. So, moving on. Now we're on to Synergism. Synergism, honestly, oh, might as well explore more. Anyway, Synergism is pretty solid as an idle game, but its offline functionality isn't as good as, for example, NGU and brain off, NGU and Trimps. NGU and Trimps have really good offline and a really good gameplay loop. But in comparison, here, Synergism is a bit lackluster. You kind of have to do a bit of waiting, the automation stuff is perfectly fine. The game, I wouldn't say has any significant like issues or anything, it's just that I'd argue it's just not as good as a game, or as good of a game. There's little optimizations and things you can do here as well, but it's kinda whatever, I'd say, in terms of some of the gameplay mechanics. And there, boy oh boy, are there a lot of buttons for me to press here. But overall, one of the best things about Synergism is the numbers go up to a crazy amount. Because if you notice here, this is e to the... I don't even know what number this is. It's so obscenely huge. I'm not even sure exactly what's going on anymore. I guess this is the issue, and I don't think the offline is nearly as crazy good, which is alright, but honestly, no recollection of all these mechanics, but overall, a pretty solid game. As far as idle games go, anyway. I don't think I would place this as, like, one of my top 3 idle games, but I think it might make it into my top 10. This is pretty good fun, and you do have to appreciate how high the numbers actually go. E to the, like, what even is that number? No idea. It's just absurdly huge. This game, kind of old classic. I don't know if you can call this an idle game or not, but AntiIdol, S tier. Kind of idle game. So it seems like my progress has been lost because I didn't really back it up or anything. Fair enough. So I believe if we just do anything, press keyboard buttons, anything, the progress bar will fill. Something like that. Alright, that's the tutorial complete. So if we don't move, the bar is slower, but if we move or do anything, literally anything, I believe the bar is supposed to go faster. I don't know if this is working properly right now, but this was one of the best idle games, or not idle games, whatever you want to call it. This is very confusing. So, what are you talking about? You are in your house. Joke never gets old. We're homeless. That's why we're already at our home. Yup. Never gets old. Oh, we can buy a feature, can't we? I don't remember. We refill. Alright. Idle mode on, idle mode off. Hopefully. Press buttons. Keyboard. Well, we're level 11 now. I don't remember how to play this game, no big deal. Garden, feature shop, mystery shop, other mystery shop. Well, garden unlocked. We can plant this tree here. And then after 23 seconds, we can collect this and get coins. It looks like. Can't really remember how to play the game. Quests. Oh yeah, we can complete these quests. Some of them. Attendance. Random. There's a lot of quests. We can harvest from this. Okay. Fair enough. At level 25, we unlock the battle arena, the best mode. So we just go to battle arena. We're in the beginner training zone here. So I believe we just hold Z now. Something should spawn eventually, right? Just waiting. Thunder dummy. Now we have rank 2. So we just basically grind this up. Well, it's hard for me to really describe AntiIdol, but I think it's best experience for yourself anyways. I would recommend this even though, well, how would I put this? Well, yeah, it's still kind of a Flash game, and Flash is kind of dead, but still, I would recommend this. Another really good idol game, at least in my opinion. We have Idol Wizard. Well, waiting on the game a bit. Also, pretty good offline. It recognizes I haven't opened the game in 605 days. And yep, we got a bunch of stuff. So, this game is a clicker, but only if you want it to be. So, I'm perfectly fine and content with that. Because of how my build is, if I recall correctly, I just have idle mode on, and then I just, with this build here, I believe we just activate these in a certain sequence, and we don't actually have to click. So, like, an auto clicker is not really required for this game. Also, I think there was music, but I have it off from before. Not sure. But I think we're supposed to go Battle Trance. Spirit of Valor. Red. Red this. That. Red that. Red this. And then we Holy Fervor maybe? But it's not quite right. Power of Sacrifice. Relentless. Divine Ally. Conjure Melodies, Templar Brothers. Not exactly sure what we're supposed to do, but I think we should increase that to the max. I believe I have this to farm hallowed clicks, which there's probably a bonus relating to this. I wouldn't know right now though. What else do we have? Divine Ally. Gem Resonance. Spell Focus. Empower. Are these all buffs? So I think we're supposed to use Empower maybe? Then use our hollowed clicks like this. And then we don't need an auto clicker for this because we have the hollowed clicks, and once we hit the cap, it's fine. Doesn't really matter. But we just keep doing this a few times, it looks like. Yes. seems to be about right. We also have some points here for these. And then, well, this might be one of those games that's better experience, but big number go up, in short, is what all idle games are, essentially, but this is one of the better ones, I'd say, in terms of idle games. There are some idle games where they are kind of also clickers, but they don't require an auto clicker, and I'm perfectly fine with those. Like Idle Wizard and Realm Grinder are pretty good in that regard, but Realm Grinder is probably better played with an auto clicker. Well, that's about it for today, so see you guys. Sorry for the bad commentary. I don't really know how to commentate over idle games. A little bit rough for me, yeah.